Looks like somebody's been waiting in the queue quite a while to speak to yours truly. So, caller, why aren't you asleep?
Insects.
I haven't been watching. Sorry, I don't really watch the news in this game. Eh. Just nothing much to gain, unless you're Malkavian. It's hilarious. There's like 1,000 Malkavian playthroughs out there. So if you want the crazy text of the Malkavian, then just watch someone's Malkavian playthrough. I think I was subscribed to one dude doing a Malkavian playthrough. I think it was Dark Kieran. Forgot the money. There we go. $300. Wood. Tremere. Tremere weakness in this game is that their physical attributes cannot go beyond 4, so they can't get these 5th dots here. And the reasoning is obvious. It's to perpetuate the idea that if you're a Tremere, you're a wizard, or you're weaker, or whatever. And that's not cool, man. At the very least, ranged combat is put down to perception and firearms. In the tabletop game, if you wanted to shoot at someone, you would use dexterity and firearms. But because this isn't tabletop, it's just something used in the covert lock picking and sneaking crap. And then, you know, dexterity to like block like this. So any points you have in dexterity adds to your block. Okay, one of the things we probably should do is save before we have like some accident where like anti-crash. Because I don't want to like redo this shit and just rage quit, you know? And just be like, fine, we won't ever complete Vampire the Masquerade via recordings.
Any luck? I admit, I thought you'd come back here with a stone foot lodged in your backside, but I'm glad to see you've proved otherwise. You've got a lot of promise. It's a shame you're still working full-time for the wrong side. I'd like to hope so. Well, if you'll excuse me. Any luck? Then this is no doubt the work of a fiend. Hand me the tape. There might be something on it that will give us some insight into what its motives are.
A fiend. Actually, let me go check the book, the PDF for Vampire the Masquerade 20th anniversary and see what it has on the term. Are there balls, brains?
The house in the tape. I know it. It's in the hills. King's Way, if I'm not mistaken. My guess is that the fiend that made this tape is using these creatures to hound the Nosferatu, which would explain their sudden absence. they're trapped. Well,
Okay.
it's unfortunate that the prince needs you to see the Nosferatu, because it looks like this fiend knows how to get at them, and I doubt he's going to draw a map for you. Looks like King's Way is your only way in, unfortunately. If I may give you one final word of warning, do not trust LaCroix. Do not play the damned politics of the Camarilla. This city hasn't needed them in a long time, and won't ever. That's for you to decide. I only know who you can't trust.
You know, those are kind of wise. That's probably some wise words there, really. Now then, realization is the term fiend. Every clan has their nickname. I can't remember what the gangrels is. I think it's like I think one of their nicknames is like loners or something. But the nickname of the clan Tzimitzi is the Fiends. So that kind of started to click in my mind, where it's like he kept referring to someone as a fiend. I started thinking to myself, this is. I was like,
Hop in.
I was like, wait, this isn't, because it's like, this isn't just a devilish fiend. This is, you know, he was literally referring to to the clan by their nickname. Ah, shit. I should have fed on someone before I went here. Weird question to be asking in a game of Vampire, by the way. Is anyone hungry? The book has some things that like ask and assist players in and helping them roleplay, and so one of the aspects is like, you know, the whole feeding stuff as a vampire. Oh, it's 2 doorways. Never knew that. Or did I? I probably keep forgetting. How do we get up there? It's probably the other side. Ah, I think it's this. Most unconventional way to get upstairs. Plausible. What type of damage does that even do, by the way? Let's go check. Potential damage with a sledgehammer is 42? I don't get what these numbers mean, honestly, though. It's like feet adjustment 4, base damage 2. Like, lethality makes sense, and that makes sense, and that also makes sense. But then I punch as hard as an axe. Anyways, time to smash some heads in. God, this quest will always give me nightmares. Piss. Mummy wrap fetish. Let's take a look at what that does. There it is. Ah, so I heal faster. That's great and all, except for the fact that, oh, I don't know. These fuckers are doing aggravated damage to me. Like... Oh god! Yeah, aggravated damage takes a bit longer in Vampire to heal. Like, let me try to think to myself. I should probably try to explain a lot of the rules to Vampire in of itself, so let's see if I can't quickly come up with the explanation. First off, try to find where the blood packets are. God fucking... He's in the refrigerator. There we go. I haven't taken a sip on any of these yet. Game's so simple without them. Would probably be a hell of a lot harder though. But it does make sense in role-playing though. Honestly, I actually am a tad excited for Vampire the Masquerade Online. Especially since Mark Reinhagen looks at it with some excitement himself. And now we see a Zemitzi.
Hello, young K-Knight. I see your face is not so lifeless. Your nerves not so deadened that you cannot express shock. Tell me, child, is my appearance that frightening? Or is it my knowledge of you that is so unnerving? Oh, child of Cain, the sights in this haven pale in comparison to my ancestral estate. Comfort is a custom, and all of this artifice brings me closer to my home. Do not fear for my furniture, young one.
Hindsight, Zemitzi are fucking interesting in that regard. It's like their fucking houses, furniture is made of flesh and bone, and they just sit there and they're like, I don't give a shit, and they do that shit to themselves. That is not how he was born. He just decided, oh hey, I gotta look this way. This looks cool.
Oh yes, the tape. Merely a test. Certainly not intended to fall into mortal hands. Fortunately, we are in the capital of mortal trickery and illusion. So did the tape drive you to find me? From whence flows your longing, child? To gouge out the eyes of the Camarilla. The sewers are clogged with my creations. I will kill or drive the Nosferatu from their pestilent nests. Without the sewer rats to guide them, the Camarilla will be blind to the Sabbath's designs. Now, Camarilla whelp, let me see you fight your nature in the face of those who have embraced their beast. Deny yourself Cain's gifts, and be torn asunder by my minions.
Now I kind of have to ask myself on the topic of Jesus. Hold on. There's this thing here. Ah, that helps so much. What if it applies to these things dying? Yes! We're kind of saved right there on blood. What was I thinking of? Oh yeah, so you have humanity.